use your, you know, common sense there and say, if I'm sticking out as a target, am I vulnerable, or do I want to be vulnerable? Do I have allies near me that can help me, or am I too vulnerable? Should I back off and play defensively? You know, is there another lane I can push? Can I say that, alright, I've been pushing this lane solo for a while, I can assume that my enemies are going to come get me, I can clearly jump to another lane and feel safe doing that. So I do that all the time. I feel comfortable pushing one lane while kind of having my eye on another lane, saying, okay, I've realized that I've been vulnerable for a long time, my teammates or my NL allies are coming at me, so I'm just going to teleport to another lane, push that for a little while, and then once I've been there for a while, I realize, okay, I'm vulnerable here now, a lot of enemies are missing, teleport to another lane, you know. Furion's the best of this. The cooldown on teleport is just so low. His ultimate, I actually didn't get to go over that too much on it. Maybe we'll go over the ultimate a little bit in the next game, because I don't want to go over a few of his abilities in each game. So far we've gone over how Sprout works and how Force of Nature works, how you can summon them in packs as soon as the cooldown is done. Obviously that's what I'm doing right now. For bigger pushes, you kind of want to do that. Just as soon as the cooldown's ready, summon get a whole other tight pack of trees, a lot of trees, and summon more tree ends. Now, I guess I didn't really go over to how much Force of Nature works, but if you have the level 3 of the, or level 4 of the ability, which summons 5 tree ants, and you only use it on one tree, you got to be sure to use that on more trees, or you only get one tree ant, because it's one tree per tree ant. So even if you can do that for more, it's not. Now, the other end of that is if you only have the level 1 ability of it, which only summons like 1 or 2 tree ants, and you summon it on a tight group of like maybe 6 or 7 trees, you're still only going to get the 2 tree ants. So just kind of be aware of that. Don't waste that, because it's a good mana cost. I mean, even at any point in the game, it costs a good bit of mana, and you want to be able to get the most out of casting that, and especially get the most out of making your little mini army there. You know, so a lot of the times I use my tree ants as scouts. You know, I send them through the river, I send them towards, you know, popular creep camps, especially if there's a lot of enemies missing. I want to kind of know where my opponents are. It also helps to use those if you're up against the techies or anything like that that's going to have mines. Just use your tree ants to stop the mines or make them explode, or, you know, stop the stasis traps, you know. Let them take the first hit, and then your allies and you can go in freely. So be aware of opportunities. You know, you don't necessarily have to be the one coordinating the pushes. However, if all your allies are with you and you're about to push into their base, you try to get that big pack of tree ants with you. You know, try to get your Necromonicon, save the cooldown on it so you can use it for defensive purposes or to help you make that push, you know. That's actually a cool thing. You can actually see in my chat there, I killed him with my Necrobook. I remember how that happened. We died, we ended up staying too long during the push, and all the enemies ended up coming up and ganking us, so I died, and so did my opponent, but my Necrobook was still alive, and I got a mana burn off, I think, or one of his regular attacks ended up killing it, and so after I died, it said I had gotten the kill, so that's kind of funny to see it with the Furion. But you can do that with any hero with Necrobook. You know, you see a lot of Beastmasters now in League games who get the Necrobook, or Elusaf. Same thing with maybe the Tauren, what's his name? The Planeswalker guy, you know, the guy who, shoot, I can't remember his name. I was going to do a commentary on him, too. Anyway, the guy that has Fisher. You see a lot of him going for, like, control items, like Elusceptor, or int items, you know, because even though he's a strength hero, he kind of plays like an int hero with his abilities and with his control, and, you know, he wants to have more mana to be able to use his abilities, so getting int items and things that help his mana regenerate is a good idea, so. I tell everybody, usually at the end of the game, I tell them good game. Often I'll tell them good luck in future matches, and it's just kind of a good mannered thing to do. Regardless of if I win or lose, I always say it, especially if it's deserved. If my opponents play well, if they were good mannered, I definitely want to give them the respect they deserve, you know, regardless if my teammates were good, or if I was good, or if they were bad, you know, whatever the situation may be. Just trying to be better mannered about it, so. Alright, we went over some good points in that game. The replay just ended for me, so if it hasn't ended for you already, I guess you can go ahead and fast forward to the end of it. Nothing really big. We ended up winning that game through one of the final pushes. So, last replay now for this little audio commentary I've been doing. I'm about 45 minutes now, I think, into the audio commentary. So, it's going to be a good-sized audio commentary, probably about an hour long. So, hopefully you guys aren't bored yet, or bored of my monotone voice. But enough dilly-dallying. Get that third replay file linked up at the 2-minute mark at 2x speed. And we'll move on from there. Third replay. I believe this is actually a game that I ended up losing, but I saved the game and I thought it was a decent. I think I played fairly well into it, and I actually ended up getting a lot of late game items, if I remember this game right. So we'll have to see how it is after it starts. And think there's some really good players. Out of the 3 replays, I think I like the first one the best, but this one's probably maybe my second favorite. Just kind of goes over a lot of the basics. Again, anything you're going to take from watching these replays and listening to this audio commentary, you know, make it your own. You know, don't copy the way I play. Obviously, don't. I make a lot of mistakes, and I have hindsight now. After watching these replays, I see what I could have done better. Maybe I see items that I could have gotten that maybe would have helped me during the game better. I kind of see where I maybe was too greedy, and that kind of helps me in future games. So do the same with your own replay files. You know, watch them again. Kind of see what you did better. I mean, there's no point to saving them just to, you know, see 1 or 2 good kills that you maybe got. Watch the whole thing all the way through and see kind of major points during the game that you or your allies, especially if you're a clan or you got a team going, kind of see where everyone's coordination could have been working better together. So that's, I mean, you got an advantage for watching the replays, and you get multiple people to watch it and give everyone's opinion on it. You know, that's how you're going to improve. You're not, I mean, a big part of it is practice. So practice. You know, playing more and more games. But if you play the same way and you don't change your play style every game, you know, you're not getting any better. You're just kind of repeating the same errors over and over again. So I think I've definitely improved from the first few times I played Furion to now that I consider myself a Furion player. I consider him, my Furion play is the same level I consider my Pudge and my Sand King. I'm very kind of competent with those 3 heroes right now. And although I'm pretty competent with most heroes, I played AR for the most part before I started doing a lot of commentaries and guides for Dota. I was playing a lot of AR pretty much solely. So to play, to now I'm kind of featuring each individual hero. I play a lot more AP games to try to focus on that hero for a while. I think after this audio commentary, I'm going to be done playing Furion for a while. Again, I really killed it. You know, I've been playing him like crazy for the past few months. Most of the games I play, I'd say 80 to 90% of them at least have been Furion games. You know, every now and then I mix it up and just play an AR just to give me a break from playing Furion. But it's nice because now that I have this experience from playing a Furion, I can see other Furion players while I'm playing them, whether they're on my team or whether they're an enemy, and I can say, okay, well now I know how Furion works, and as whatever hero I happen to be, I can kind of anticipate some of the moves that he might do. So it's nice to be aware. It's the same thing now. I'm a really good hook dodger now. I don't play Pudge that much anymore. I kind of killed it when I did my Pudge audio commentary. But whenever I play against the Pudge, I kind of know what that Pudge is thinking, and I kind of know where he's actually going to be clicking. So I can anticipate that and move back. So it's really nice to focus on a hero for a good amount of time, just to kind of, you know, expand your horizons with each individual hero. And, you know, I know what their weaknesses are too, since I know what worked well against me. As a Sand King, I know how well heroes versus stuns kind of canceled my ultimate. I know that being, you know, that I can't depend on the stun length of the Burrow Strike to give me enough stun to start channeling my ultimate. So you kind of realize some of the stuff as you play, and if you see an enemy or teammate doing that, you can kind of give them advice, or you can, you know, exploit that to your advantage as whatever hero you happen to be playing. So I'm not talking about general Dota stuff. Go ahead and get that replay file synced up if you're not already. At the 2-minute mark of the 2x speed, pause this audio commentary, same as the last few ones, and we're going to unpause it in 5 seconds. So pause the audio commentary if you haven't already. If you're not at the 2-minute mark of the 2x speed on the 3rd replay, go ahead and unpause the replay in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, unpause. Alright, where are we at in this game? Let's see where we're at. I haven't even talked too much about it. Oh, in this game we have a really, really, really good Zeus player. He plays it really well, and obviously he's probably a much better player. I don't know why he's playing TDA games, but he does really, really well. And he's pretty cocky. He does a lot of that. That's how I rule kind of stuff. You'll see it in the chat, so he's kind of funny. I'm on the bottom lane again, and this time I'm on the Scourge side as opposed to being on the Sentinel side with the Drow. I'm on the bottom side with a Lina hero. So again, I like the idea of having a ranged hero, whether it's a ranged agility hero like the Drow, like the Clinks, or a Rifleman. I also like having a ranged intelligence hero for the nuking capabilities. Now, we're up against a ranged agility hero. This is the Troll Warlord, and he does a really good job of keeping me and Luna kind of under the influence of Blind, and this makes it very, very difficult to whittle him down when he's up front using just our regular range attacks. But, however, Blind is very ineffective versus Lina, who does the most of her damage through her spell abilities. So if we can get him down to like 75 or half life, I can get a Sprout off him. We can get 1 or 2 hits in, and depend on the rest of that damage coming from Lina's 2 nukes, from her Dragon Slave and from her